Let's do this before my head implodes. That's what she said?
Implodes?
Welcome to Namely 90s. Wow. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there is Brandon.
That's me.
You can find us online at namely90s.com or on Twitter and Instagram at namely90s with the 90s. You can also find this show on YouTube every Monday at namely90s.com/YouTube. And finally, if you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/namely90s, also with a 90s, and get signed up for one of the support levels. Oh, wow. How you doing?
Not too bad. I mean, I've been sleeping weird. Like last night, I stayed up until 9 a.m.
Oh, wow. That's too late. Early.
Yeah. But I was like really obsessed with doing this project I was doing.
Wow.
For free and no money. So yeah, that's
cool.
The kind of thing that goes through my brain when I'm stressing out about having to start school again next week.
Well, it is spring break here. Is it there? I don't know.
I believe so. Well, no, because St. Patrick's Day week was finals. So
should I take my shirt off for that?
Sure.
No. I feel like someone punched me in the head.
Support us at our Patreon at namely90s.com/Patreon.
Yeah, I feel like someone punched me in the middle of my head because my sinuses have been hurting badly for the last 2 days. Leading to massive headaches.
That doesn't sound good. Are you like taking anything for that?
Yeah. A little bit of a leave cold and sinus, or a leave D as we call it. So I'm always like, hey, I'm going to take the D. Because it's the D. It's funny. And then I stacked some Tylenol on that and some other things. So
it's funny when you have to say it's funny.
Yeah, it's totally funny. And I feel terrible still. So.
Oh, good.
I was able to choke down some food tonight. So, hey, things are looking up.
Well, lucky for us. Well, I don't know if lucky is the right word. We have an easy podcast. I forgot to start the timer again.
We've been doing it about 2.5 minutes.
Probably. Just going
3
hard.
minutes. Going hard. I had to start my recording right when we started because I had closed Audacity. So we're about 3 minutes in.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Then that makes things easier.
I had the audacity to reopen it. God, that's a dumb joke.
Well, that's it for Namely 90s. That's a
forever.
Wrap. That's a series wrap on Namely 90s.
What else?
We appreciate you going through your sinus pains on camera.
Yeah, I feel like I made a joke about Will Smith's wife.
Wow. Why?
That's how my face hurts.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh man, what a time to be alive, dude.
Yeah, I saw a good one today, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't remember. Because open hand slap looks like he's shooting paper for rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why paper beats rock.
I know, it's a complicated situation in the sense that, probably slapping someone on live national television, probably not the best example to be setting, but at the same time, I think there's an element of like, oh, it turns out you can't just say whatever you want about anyone without any consequence,
Yeah. And well, I'm surprised we're talking about it because it happened last Sunday.
Yeah, true.
It's now Friday. Today's April Fool's Day. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Than Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. at the Oscars. Like the Sunday night, I was like, this is why you don't have a podcast that comes out on Monday.
Yeah, true.
Like that's
you
how you
some
stay.
Stuff.
That's how you stay relevant. And then I was like, wow, what a very jaded way to look at a cultural event in which one man slapped another man.
You're like, man, we could have podcasted on this.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think I even tweeted it. I'm like, all the Monday morning podcasters being like, oh man, why do we release on Monday?
Yeah. That's always kind of a crap show over there.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff that is leaving this Monday, Szechaun Sauce is back. Did you hear about that?
I sure did, because someone who I do a podcast with told me about it.
Oh, nice. I guess that would be me. Yeah, so you may remember one of our earlier episodes, we did a food test on Szechaun Sauce from McDonald's. Szechaun Sauce was a 1997-98 movie tie-in with the Mulan animated movie that came out. And then it stole our hearts and then left and never came back until 2016, season 3 Rick and Morty premiere.
Yeah.
With where Rick starts yelling, I want that Mulan McNugget sauce, Morty. In his mind, he goes to a McDonald's and orders as much Szechuan sauce as he could, which then led to a toxic fan base to then get McDonald's to bring it back, because McDonald's being McDonald's, they're like, there's a large rabid community wanting Szechuan sauce back. Let's do it without consulting, without making a promo with Rick and Morty, by the way. The reason why there was even interest in this sauce. And much to their surprise, the toxic fandom came out in droves and was toxic.
Yeah, well, what a surprise. Shocking turn of events.
Who could have saw that coming? I always remember the guy with the short Asian guy that's like takes off his shirt and then like starts jumping up and down, then rolls around on the floor yelling, "I'm Pickle Reek."
Wow.
Yeah. But then they brought it back a second time. A second time I was actually able to get some, and now this is the third time, or technically the fourth time they brought it back.
Last time you had it was kind of old, right?
Yeah, so I had a lot of it left over from last time, because, well, a McDonald's near where I live must not be populated by Rick and Morty fans.
Right.
So on the last day that it was available last time, the guy behind the counter was like, yeah, you seem to be the only one coming in here daily and buying this McNugget sauce. And I'm like, oh, really? I thought everyone knew about it. And he's like, no, just like me and you, man. And I'm like, and he's like, do you want to buy more than just the ones that you have?
You have a secret Szechuan connection?
Well, I was like, I will take 20. And
so how long had it been sitting last time we did this?
At least a year or two. Probably like a year. Probably a year.
So and this time... What?
I also mailed it to you.
Right.
And it was warm and you left it in your truck.
Yeah, sure. So this time we're having Freshwan sauce.
That. How long have you had that one in the chamber?
3 or 4 minutes. I've been waiting for the Freshwan moment.
There's only one. This
is one of the ASMR podcasts that we are now doing.
Yes. So we did it. We brought it back a second time to the podcast. Oh, Andrew got the full text. I have the SZ.
Yeah, I got a bunch in here, man.
Oh, you got more than one? Wow.
Yeah, I got 5.
I didn't realize you wanted 5.
Well, I have 5 now. I mean, they were 10 cents each.
Mine were 25. What the hell?
Well, they made me buy food with mine.
That's fair. Maybe that's why that's why. Like mine was.
We're doing this just because
you could buy $5 a la carte for 25 cents.
We're doing this just because we can, essentially.
Yeah.
There is no Mulan.
It's more of like a throwback. I think it might have been like an April Fool's thing. I don't know. It came back yesterday, which was the 31st of March, and it's leaving on Monday. The
air fried
4th
nuggies.
of April, which is hopefully when you're listening to this right now. Yeah, that had a crunch to it.
Yeah, I air fried this mofo. Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Szechuan sauce taste test.
It's got a soy nose to it. Oh yeah.
It's not as liquidous as it was last time.
Yeah, the texture was all wrong.
Yeah, this one's more like a mint jelly texture. With my cold McNuggets. I should have air fried when you said you were air frying.
Certainly better than whatever that, the Dunkaroos with the jizzy frosting.
Mm-hmm. What's interesting you say that about the jizzy Dunkaroos. If our podcasters are interested, a couple episodes from now, we may be trying the Dunkaroos cereal if it's still in stores by the time we get our lazy selves to hunt it down.
I saw the Dunkaroos at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah, in the aisles, like the checkout stations.
I didn't realize that they were selling them at Walmart.
They're there, man.
Huh.
I hate Walmart.
Because it's like a 7-Eleven exclusive, as far as I was aware.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven where the guy was barfing on the sidewalk with no shirt on when I went to look for mine.
Oh, I thought you were describing the 7-Eleven near where I got punched in the face by a houseless man.
Houseless, right.
While in the middle of a fancy restaurant on a first date. But that's a story for another time. What do you think about the Szechuan sauce this time around?
It's pretty good. It's pretty salty.
That's that MSG, baby.
Yeah.
I don't think there's MSG in this, but it's, well, there's glutamic acid, sodium benzoate as a preservative.
Is this really Szechuan or is it just Asian flavored sauce?
It's more like a teriyaki sauce.
Yeah.
If we're being honest. No, because Szechuan cooking's like super spicy.
Yeah, true. Glutamic acid.
Which is different from monosodium glutamate.
Is it?
Slightly. It might be a component. You're more sciencey than I am in the biologies.
Oh. It's used for umami flavoring.
Oh, so it is MSG.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, hey, MSG tastes good, man.
All right, so how many Mulans out of 10 would you give this sauce?
I'll give it a 7.
So, I mean, yeah, it was never something that you should have taken your shirt off and rolled around on a dirty McDonald's floor complaining that you couldn't get some. But I still think it's like top 3 McDonald's McNugget sauces, like hot mustard. I guess the classic barbecue, the tangy barbecue.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then probably the Szechuan. So McDonald's, keep it. Don't be weird about it. Don't. It's not. Pork prices don't have to go down, so you can sell it like the McRib. Just bring it back.
And also, don't do it through the app because I had to go through the drive-thru like an idiot, even though I was told not to. And I ordered the sauce, and he's like,
"Told twice.
We have it, but you can't get it through the drive-thru." And I was just like, "Right, okay. Well, I'll take the 6-piece nuggets." So I'm in the drive-thru, and I order 5 sauces for 53 cents.
Uh-huh.
And I drive around. Guy comes out. We can't sell you just the sauce, so you have to make another order with food. So I ordered 4 McNuggets with Szechuan sauce, and he brought me all 5 of them.
What happened to the order where you paid for 53 cents for the sauce?
Well, they gave me 5 with my next order.
Gotcha.
And then I got barbecue with the other ones. And now I feel nauseated because I haven't eaten for like a whole day, and I now have eaten way too much fast food.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Yeah. I would maybe 8 Mulans out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to go with 8, but then one of them got canceled. So,
yeah, that's fair. Maybe 7.5. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it. Why don't you tell us what was going on in April of 1992?
Travel back with me, listeners, if you will, to April of 1992. On the 1st, the NHL players begin the first strike in its 75-year history, and it lasts 10 days.
Were they arguing over that shadow that follows the puck?
I believe that was 1995.
Right.
Also on the 1st, Billy Idol. Do you know who Billy Idol is?
Is he related to American Idol?
Yes. I believe he's the nephew of American Idol. Billy Idol is an 80s pop rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah. White Wedding, I believe, is a song that he does that I always feel like,
I know it.
Is this racist?
Yes, it is.
And he's fined $2,000 for misdemeanor battery of a woman.
That's not enough.
For some reason, That's for some reason, thing. I think I was planning on coming back to that, like adding more information, but I didn't. And now it's been 2 weeks since I looked any of this up. And for some reason, I thought he got charged with possession of marijuana. So wonder which episode that's going to pop up on. On the 2nd, mafia boss John Gotti is found guilty of 5 murders on top of a bunch of other charges, including conspiracy to murder, loan sharking, tax evasion, bribery, and illegal gambling. Why do I keep going up?
What a bad dude.
I am not going to make a comment in case he's still either A, alive, or B, connected to the mafia. On the 5th, Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, dies at 74. Hey, you were talking about Walmart moments ago.
Rip in peace.
Yeah, rip in peace. Not to the max, not to the least. Just in peace. On the 6th, Isaac Asimov dies from kidney failure at 72. Man, I cannot intone a down inflection.
Isn't one of the Will Smith movies inspired by one of his books?
I believe it's I Am Legend. No, iRobot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I Am Legend was based off of.
It was like a zombie sort of apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic something or another. But yeah.
But that was also
kind of obsessed with robots.
Yeah. On the 9th, Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega is found guilty of 8 out of 10 drug and racketeering charges by the U.S. federal court. On the 10th, Daisy Ridley is born. Do you know who Daisy Ridley is, Andrew?
Is she related to Ridley Scott? Wait, that's not how names work.
But oddly enough, she is. No.
Could you imagine? No, what is she from?
She is Rey in the new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, I think I did know that, actually.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop thinking about Ridley Scott.
What is Ridley Scott known for?
Now dead, I believe.
What?
One of the Scott brothers is dead.
They were brothers?
Yes. Isn't he? Aren't there 2?
I don't think so. Ridley Scott's like an English film director and producer.
He has a...
He has Tony Scott as his brother.
Yeah, he did some movies that I like.
Oh, Top Gun. Definitely in your wheelhouse.
Wait, which one? Tony or...
Tony.
He also did Deja Vu, I think, with... Oh, he does a lot of Denzel movies, which I love.
Man on Fire, Enemy of the State. He also did Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Tony Scott, I believe, is dead.
That makes sense.
Ridley Scott is alive. Yeah, Tony Scott's a good director.
So is Ridley Scott.
Well, yeah, I know, but I just don't see. I haven't seen as many of his movies, I guess, is my point.
Yes, I guess in the weird niche of Andrew only watching Denzel Washington movies, Tony Scott is his director, whereas the rest of us who have seen like The Gladiator, Black Hawk Down, Blade Runner, Alien
Blade Runner, The Martian
Thelma and Louise.
Oh, American Gangster with Denzel Washington.
The terrible Prometheus and Alien Covenant movies.
Oh, G.I. Jane.
That weird Robin Hood modern, like dark, gritty reboot of modern Robin Hood. Did you say G.I. Jane?
Yeah, that's one of them.
I didn't know that.
All this stuff's just tying right back into Will Smith. And does a Will Smith movie from 2015.
You keep G.I. Jane out of your effing mouth. He did the 2001 Hannibal.
So they're both pretty prolific.
Matchstick Men. We watched that in theaters.
Yeah. With Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, and was that Leo in that?
I don't remember. Wasn't that Catch Me If You Can?
Well, yes. Sam Rockwell.
My computer is having a panic attack.
And what's her name?
Yeah, so they both directed a lot of movies, and they're both actually really good.
Yeah. One more than the other, but they're both good.
Yeah.
I got that one in there. On the 11th, the IRA bombs the London Financial District, killing 3. On the 12th, the second lowest scoring NBA game since the introduction of the 24-second shot clock, currently 5th lowest, occurs. Pistons win 72 over the Knicks with 61. Did any of that make sense to you?
Yes, it did. I didn't know about the shot clock, but
so apparently they didn't have they didn't have a shot clock back in the day, so basketball was more like soccer.
You could just stand around and like pass it for hours and tie at 0.
Yep. Pretty much.
And then fall over when someone looks at you.
And now it's one of the most highest scoring games in professional sports.
Yeah, true.
Also on the 12th, Euro Disney opens in France.
I didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't? Oh.
No.
Yeah. Euro Disney, Tokyo Disney, and then the 2 in the States. I want to say there was a Chinese park that was going to open in the Hong Kong area, but it never did, or it's no longer in existence. On the 13th, Crystal Pepsi begins test marketing. Do you remember Crystal Pepsi?
It was the clear Pepsi, right?
Yes. Good memory.
But the other thing is, it's like they're like, let's make a more like intense version of Pepsi, so we call it Crystal Pepsi. Like, isn't that what they do with meth?
Well, we'll have more on Crystal Pepsi later in the episode.
You do some Crystal? Oh yeah, Pepsi.
You just pull out a Pepsi, just like I mean, it's the same. It's the same as the Coke joke. Do you want some Coke?
That's what it is. They're trying to get in on that.
On the 18th, Chloe Bennett is born. She's best known as Daisy, or whatever her actual name is, or Sky/Daisy on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was also, fun fact, a Chinese pop star before coming over to the States.
Really?
Coming back to the States. She's half Chinese. On the 24th, Joe Carey is born, best known as
Stranger Things and
that guy from Free Guy. No, he's not the older brother. He's Steve Harrington. That's the name in Stranger Things. His acting career is starting to take off. On the 27th, Kirby's Dream Land, also Stranger Things, coming back, I believe, this month.
Never seen it.
Well, if you like nostalgia, which is why you're listening to this podcast, you'd probably like Stranger Things, except it's nostalgia for the 80s. Andrew doesn't like nostalgia. He's just here for the ride.
I don't like anything, to be fair. I mean, we know this.
I don't think you'd like it, so which means you probably like it.
Possibly. Yeah, that's fair.
Like anything I think you like, you most likely wouldn't like. On the 27th, Kirby's Dream Land is released on the Game Boy, which is interesting because a new Kirby game just released on the Switch. On the 29th, a jury acquits LAPD officers on charges of excessive force in the beating of Rodney King, sparking the 1992 Los Angeles riots, commonly referred to as the Rodney King riots.
That's a nice just verdict there for you.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember if it was in an episode previously or an episode coming up, but it comes back around. On the 30th, the Nickelodeon time capsule was buried at Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida, and not to be opened until 2042, which was a big thing at the time.
If the world is still here.
Yeah, right. And also, it's now, I think its home is somewhere in Burbank right now. It's traveled far. And also sometime this month, Amazing Spider-Man number 361 comes out, which is the first appearance of Carnage, which was a symbiote in the new Venom movie that no one wants. Well, a lot of people like the Venom movies, which I think are dumb, so Andrew will like it. It's a Denzel. It's very Denzel. I don't know what I'm saying. TV premiering or ending in whatever April 1992. 3 hours of sleep. On the 6th, Barney and Friends premieres on PBS. And on the 18th, Nick News with Linda Ellerbee premieres on Nickelodeon.
That's dumb.
Why?
Seems dumb.
It's not. It was actually a very good program that really helped focus on children learning stuff about the AIDS crisis. I think what was the other there were specials or not specials, episodes where they would sit children down and do round tables and ask what do you think about homeless people? And because
I think I thought this was something different.
Oh, okay. No, it was very groundbreaking and kind of one of the many things that made our early era of Nickelodeon quality content for kids. Also ending on the 25th and all on ABC.
Oh, I was getting it mixed up with the stupid news segment from All That.
With Lori Beth Ginsberg.
Yeah.
No, that is Dinberg. Yes. No, that is completely different.
Yeah, that's what I had in my mind for some reason. I was like, that sounds dumb.
Although I liked that. I preferred the French with Keenan when he's French Keenan in a bathtub.
Oh yeah, with rubber ducky and something else. Yeah, I remember that.
And he would say offensive, kid offensive statements in French. Ending April 1992 on the 25th. Growing Pains, Who's the Boss, and The Cosby Show all ending on the 25th. It's a lot of 80s shows that bled over into the 90s. And in the box office on the 3rd, we have Beethoven, which was a dog movie, so Andrew doesn't like it.
True.
And on the 10th, we have FernGully, The Last Rainforest. Are you familiar with FernGully, The Last Rainforest?
Yeah, I think we had to watch it in school once.
Really? I don't remember
Yeah.
that. Was it to compare it to Avatar?
No, I think it was probably to raise awareness about destruction of the rainforest.
That's fair. On the Billboard charts, number 1 for April 1992, in from March and for the first 3 weeks in April is Save the Best for Last by Vanessa Williams. For the last week and out all the way to June is Jump by Criss Cross.
Criss Cross with 2 Ks.
Yes. Fun fact, his middle name is Kyle.
Oh, dear.
For the first, that was bad. I'm sorry, everyone. For the first week of April 1992, continuing on, for the first week in April 1992, number 2 is Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Number 3 is Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. Number 6 is I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred. Number 5, which should have become before number 6, it might be 7, To Be With You by Mr. Big, not the one from Sex and the City.
Chris Noth.
Yeah. My note is you'd recognize it if you'd heard it. I don't think I would. On the number 8, Make It Happen by Mariah Carey. Number 9 is I Can't Dance by Genesis. Number 10 is Beauty and the Beast by Celine Dion. And Peebo Bryson is what I have written. Number 14, Ain't Too Proud to Beg by TLC. Number 22, One by U2. And at number 24, we have Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Why is that on the 1992 list, Andrew?
Which one?
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Re-release?
Because of...
I can't remember.
It was in a movie. It was in a movie. It's the intro to a movie that Shrek's voice actor was in. And
Mike
it's not,
Myers.
Yes. And it's not Austin Powers because it was 1992. They're rocking out to it in a gremlin, an actual gremlin. A car that I am constantly made fun of for thinking I've seen on the road. I
don't know.
Wayne's World. It was the intro to Wayne's World.
Okay, that's fair.
I know you've never seen it, but haven't you? We've talked about it a few times.
Going back to this Chris Kyle Cross thing.
It's not his middle name.
I know, but it reminded me of something. There was a car like dealership that specialized in, like classic cars that were all fixed up. It was called Compact Car Corner. It was like on 99 in Linwood. But it was all spelled with K's. And I'm like, why? Whoa. Why do you need the initials for your business to be KKK?
That side of Linwood.
Yeah, I always thought that was a little suspect. Like, really? It's gone now, but
thank God.
And now let's go to Brandon for the Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to our new mid-episode break, Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 hitting theaters, we are looking back at the video game it was based on, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a 1992 platforming game for the Sega Genesis, but it should also be noted that there was an 8-bit version made for both the Sega Master System and the Game Gear with different levels and features, and is therefore considered a different game. The 16-bit game for the Genesis is considered the definitive version. Off the success of the first Sonic game, yet again Sonic must chase down Dr. Robotnik and stop him from stealing the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Robotnik, or Eggman as the original Japanese games called him, needs the Chaos Emeralds to power his space station, the Death Egg, which makes more sense if his name was Dr. Eggman, right? The game is best known for introducing Little Brother mode with a playable second character, Sonic's new sidekick, Miles Tails Prower. While Tails is technically a playable character, he is unable to lose a life or even keep up with Sonic as they blow through the stage. Thus it's colloquially known as Little Brother mode, because kids gave the second controller to their annoying little brother who was unable to understand what was going on, making them think they're playing and contributing to the win. Upon release, the game sold out of its initial run of 3.2 million cartridges in under 2 weeks, and as of November 1993, it was considered the best-selling 16-bit video game of all time. Over the years, it has been ported to many different consoles, either as a solo game or as part of a collection, with phone and handheld ports as well. It is estimated that the game has sold over 8.2 million copies during its lifetime. And that's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show.
Anywhere you want to go.
Boy, this is... Whew.
I think there's a lot of stuff.
There is.
But it's also 1992.
Something about John Kerry.
I surprisingly had a lot to about Nick News with Linda Ellerbee.
Yeah, good for you. No, I really thought it was that thing from All That.
Yes.
I mean, let's talk about FernGully, because I remember watching this in school, and I don't remember the whole premise or whatever. I feel like there was a small... Everyone was tiny, and they were destroying the rainforest. And by they, I mean like large, scary Disney machines.
Pretty much. Although I don't believe it's a Disney movie. It's a 1992 animated musical fantasy film, 20th Century Fox, and the Tim Curry's in it, Christian Slater, Robin Williams. Those are like the 3 voice talents they got. It's set in the Australian rainforest, which is inhabited by fairies, including Krista with a C, who accidentally shrinks a young logger named Zach to the size of a fairy. Together, they rally the fairies and the animals of the rainforest to protect their home from the loggers and Hexus, a malevolent pollution entity.
I just felt like it always showed like these really aggressive machines, like belching out really dark smoke and like being all scary,
which looked like 1950s era Disney machines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. I had this on VHS, and watched it a lot, and then completely forgot about it until people brought it. Yes.
Is this why you drive a hybrid now?
Yes, this is the single reason why I drive a hybrid, not because every city around me is 30 miles away. I
like how it says Wayne Young, the film's producer, said the film was blatantly environmental. Like, yes. Is that not okay?
That's half of a. That's
I know, but like, there's the way that's worded. It has an implication to it. You know what I mean? He says, though it made an effort to avoid preaching, but blatantly environmental that's pretty.
The implication is to make it seem bad, making the last part of the sentence good, because it did ride that line between being like soapboxing versus or preaching versus just like, this is what's going on, and but you that's should like be
saying
concerned.
That's like saying, you're ugly, but I like your tie. You know, like it just seems kind of, I don't know. And like he worked on the movie. It just seems weird the way that he worded it. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's like, I see your point, but you understand what he's going for, right? You're just poking fun.
No, I think he worded it really badly. I think the use of the word blatantly, like, implies, it gives it a negative implication.
Well, I mean, people don't like being preached to in their movies, which the connotation.
Yeah, but if it's blatant, it is preachy. That's right. My point. Like I don't know. I just don't think he chose. I think he didn't get the right message across with that choice of word.
I mean, it's like if there was a vegan, all environmental carries, like an environmental message carries like a weight of, oh, someone's going to tell me what to do and I don't want to do what they're going to tell me.
I mean, you could say something like it's, the film had themes of environmentalism.
Well, no, I think he was going for, it is in your face about being environmental or environmentalism, and it just kind of equals out to it.
So honestly, what they're saying is we wanted to talk about the environment, but we didn't have the guts to actually tell you not to do bad things to the environment. So now it's kind of wishy-washy.
Pretty much. I mean, have we saved? Has our generation saved the environment yet? No. Exactly.
Was WALL-E blatantly environmental but non-preachy, or is it preachy? It's a little preachy.
I don't know. I've never actually seen WALL-E.
Oh, apparently it's an environmentalism movie. Or what is the other one?
I'm familiar
the Lorax.
With it. Yes.
Which I was thinking about
Dr. Seuss.
Borax, which is boric acid. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, because it comes sold as borax. I need to use the restroom. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Can we pause? Well, don't pause anything. Just
leave that in.
Dead air. Just dead air. Okay. You know what? Editor? If you do that, I am going to be so.
Real highbrow entertainment here, folks.
Yeah. I had the McPlant for dinner along with those chicken nuggets. Yes, the McPlant is what it's called.
It's essentially the same stuff they make dog food out of, just so you know.
That would explain why it's running through my system like that. And so FernGully, I think we got hung up on.
You're really ugly, but I like your tie.
I don't know. I think we're at an impasse on that. But I remember really loving FernGully as a kid.
I think I only saw it once, so I don't have like a strong feeling either way, but I do remember it, which means something.
That's more than we can ask for on Namely 90s. What about Crystal Pepsi?
So I don't recall it ever existing, but granted I was 4 at the time.
Yeah.
Like the concept seems kind of cool, but it would be kind of off-putting to not be the right color, but still kind of taste like Pepsi, wouldn't it?
So you think that, but what they did was, let's just try to make something clear.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a clear soft drink. It's made by PepsiCo. The absence of the caramel color made it less acidic excuse me, less acidic tasting.
But like if you drink
Big plant.
caramel flavoring, does it taste acidic?
Well, it's the color. It's the color.
Yeah, so why would it make it more acidic tasting? Does it react with the other things?
That's just marketing BS.
Oh, okay.
So in the early 90s, there was a marketing fad called the clear craze, which equated clarity with purity. No racial undertones in that. This began
or religious.
Right. This began with the introduction of Ivory Soap by Dove, which had a marketing slogan of 99 and 4400% pure, adapted from its classic milky solution.
The hell?
Yes. That was Ivory Soap. Crystal Pepsi was marketed as a caffeine-free, clear alternative to normal colas.
Ew. Why would you take the caffeine out as well?
Diet craze. That's another thing we haven't gone over, like Atkins and all that. Its marketing slogan was, "You've never seen a taste like this." Get it? Because it's clear. Did they hire you to write their slogans, Andrew?
Listen, I enjoy a good pun, but like that doesn't even hardly make any damn sense.
You can't see taste.
Unless you're taking acid or caramel color.
The chair dissolved into 100 snakes.
Yeah. And so how? So Crystal Pepsi still on the market then, or?
Oh yeah, right next to Tab and
Surge.
Yeah, Pepsi Free. Sorry, I'm just going through my Back to the Future.
Do you snort Crystal Pepsi or do you smoke it in a pipe?
I believe you rip it from a bong.
Okay.
But yeah, it lasted from 92 to 94, with a brief re-release in the mid 2010s, which I vaguely remember that and wondered why the hell we were doing that again. Mostly because I didn't remember doing it the first time. I also think that this prompted the Pepsi versus Coke taste test, but I have no factual backing for that.
That's fair.
I thought we'd finish out with Barney and Friends while you're still alive.
The big friendly purple dinosaur.
Yes. You remember Barney. I remember Barney. Finally, it's something we could both talk about.
Yes. My head feels like it's going to implode. That's why I'm kind of...
No worries. Barney and Friends is an American children's television series targeted at young children aged 2 to 7, created by Cheryl Leach. It premiered on PBS on April 6, 92. Features the title character of Barney, a purple anthropomorphic Tyrannosaurus Rex. He's a doll, if I remember correctly.
Why did they go with a vicious carnivore?
This was pre-Jurassic Park.
True.
So that was probably the most recognizable dinosaur back then. Who can
what if he just ate a child whole?
Plus he's the easiest one to be bipedal.
Right, true.
They also had two more. He had two friends. He had the green dinosaur, and I know it's not Bebop because that's the Ninja Turtles character. But yeah, Barney's friends. I remember the green dinosaur. He has Baby Bop. I was close. And then apparently there's BJ, which looks like an orange version of. They're both Triceratops. I want to say
there was just something weird about 90s kids shows with foam characters. Like they had this sort of I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, they would waddle when they walked. It was coming off of the Muppets era, Jim Henson puppeteering. So everything was very animated and they always made you sing a song.
Kids shows have gotten a lot more
worse or better.
Savvy. They're better. They're better production value.
Are they though?
Some of them are really horrendous, but
I mean, I keep HBO Max Sesame Street's somewhere in the corner, and I pass by it every once in a while. I'm like, should I just click on it to see what non-public funded Sesame Street looks like?
I'm currently still a big fan of the show Bluey, which I've talked to you about before. Super fun, good for adults, good for kids.
That's the Kiwi one. New
No,
Zealander?
it's Australian.
Australian. I'm sorry to our Australian listeners. Yeah, Bluey. I don't know. I think I watched that once and wanted to bang my head against the table.
No, it's fun. It's kid. The kids like it. The adults like it.
To be fair, I would also feel the same about going back and watching Barney or probably Thomas the Tank Engine or Lamb Chop.
Barney just feels like you're getting dumber when you're watching it. Like, it just feels very.
You. Like, do you remember the Schoolyard version?
No.
Where it would be, I love you, you love me, let's hang Barney from a tree.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with children. Obviously, a lot of things, especially in the 90s. But that's how I remember the song going. I honestly, like, I watched Barney religiously from 2 to 4, probably. And
Man, I'm looking at pictures. And this is nightmarish.
And I could not remember the next part after I love you, you love me. Like, just in my head is let's.
Did you know that Demi Lovato was in season 8 of Barney?
No. But I would believe you if you said that.
According to the Google Images search I just did, she is.
Well, I mean, just on the Google page, it says Selena Gomez was Gianna in an episode.
No idea.
Who Selena Gomez is?
No. Yes. What?
Yeah.
Wow. What a show, man.
I don't know. I mean, I recall liking it when I was
Wasn't
a kid.
there always a thing about people saying like Barney was gay too? Wasn't that a thing that came up?
No, I thought that was Teletubbies.
Oh, really?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. From a young age, I always thought that he and Bebop had a thing going on.
Everything I'm typing about Barney being gay is
sorry.
coming up with How I Met Your Mother references.
Baby Bob. Oh, nice. Neil Patrick Harris. It's his, on our recording date, it's his 18-year anniversary of meeting his husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him. We follow them on the Namely 90s Instagram account. But
I hate the internet sometimes.
Yeah, Rule 34 probably made it happen.
I gotta turn that off.
And that's it for this week's episode of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Check the episode description for this week's supplemental Spotify playlist curated by yours truly and see if you recognize the song To Be With You by Mr. Big.
I did.
Did you?
Yep.
I was passing a McPlant. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Namely90s with 90s or on our personal account at bschwitty and at NamelyAndrew and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Namely90s, also with a 90s. Finally, you can also contact us through our website, Namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Big Purple Dinosaur, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Good Pods, and not iHeartRadio, just iHeart, Good Pods, and wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm Brandon. That's Andrew, and we'll catch you, Purple Dinosaur.
Yeah, apparently the guy who played Barney is now like into tantric sex or something. That's what I was reading on this like one conspiracy website.
Do you just fall into that one day or do you have to stretch into it?